Part 88. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 877. There are still unread messages in Taoran's message board. Clicking on it, it was said that in the plot of the series, she made the favorability of the four protagonists, too bright and too dark, exceed 60%, and she was given another free and penalty-free lottery. If the last one is not read, it is a bit confusing. It is said that she has harvested the tears of the hidden male and female protagonists at the same time, and will receive a hidden treasure chest. When he opened it, he found a golden key inside. Congratulations to the player for getting the highest level hidden reward in the game. The golden key is used to open the golden treasure chest. However, there are restrictions on opening it. Players are required to complete all tower attack tasks as soon as possible. Only the top 5 players who have reached the top can get the opportunity to open the golden treasure chest. If the player does not, if you are in the top 5, the quality of the gold key will directly drop into the silver key, and the prizes will be random. P.S. The gold treasure chest is a rare surprise reward. Players must keep working hard to obtain it. Compared to this treasure chest, Taoran was even more surprised. The prince shed tears for himself? Why? After she sighed, she simply opened the door of the crying assistant. You have nothing to do now, so let's draw the lottery first. Sister. The little assistant learned the lesson and just said hello weakly, not daring to make any further sales. I have 2 no punishment draws. Turn it on. Yes, the assistant originally wanted to praise her, but as soon as she opened her mouth, she only dared to say, "Congratulations, sister." The carousel appears, and it can be seen that there are only 5 logos on it. There is also a question mark. Explain it. Taoran glanced at the timid assistant. Are you so terrible? Yes, the assistant gave a weak smile. This logo is a point reward. You can randomly get points with a minimum guarantee of 1,000 and a maximum of 10,000. This is a weapon reward. If you win the lottery, your sister can choose one at will in the weapon system. It can be carried with you or stored in the system, and it will not take up space. This is a skill and attribute reward. If you draw it, you can get a skill bonus, which my sister should be very familiar with. This is an equipment reward. If you draw it, you can get a chance to choose from the mall and get random equipment. As for this question mark, it is a random reward. I don't know exactly what it is. But I just know that this should be the best. How can you decide whether a random question mark is the best one if you don't even know what it is? Taoran was tricked by the assistant and subconsciously didn't trust her that much. Because this is a bonus plate, and the question mark grid has the lowest chance of winning. I guess the rarest one should be the best. Taoran raised his eyebrows. Is she really asking a question? Not completely. She has always felt that this so-called assistant does not look like artificial intelligence at all. From the way he speaks, to his expressions and his whole state, everything is too vivid. Look. She deliberately asked an aggressive question, but the assistant's words were full of thoughts that only intelligent creatures can have. So humane. Could it be that the little assistant each player is equipped with is played by a human customer service behind him? Taoran thought again about what the assistant had said before when he almost cried, saying that she and he were one. Okay, let's get started. The last thing she needs now is points and equipment, but she does need weapons. With this thought in her mind, she pressed the start button. The wheel spins rapidly. She wanted to see if her good luck value could be transferred to good things after increasing it so much. The pointer slowly stopped and went straight to the points column. Taoran was disappointed. When the roulette wheel stopped, it fell back half a square. Finally, the needle fell on the weapon. The system weapons library is open, but the guns and laser-type thermal weapons in it are shown as unselectable. Other bows, arrows, swords, and multifunctional knives are available. Although it's a bit disappointing, it's always nice to have an offensive weapon that you're good at. Naturally, she chose the sword. Finally, I no longer have to use a small dagger to compete for strength. Spin again. The roulette wheel spun rapidly again and then stopped. This time, the pointer stopped firmly on the question mark. Something like a gift box jumped out. Click to open. An explanation appeared on the display screen. Congratulations to the player for getting a treasure hunt on the 50th floor of the treasure space. It's over. That's all. There is no other explanation. Fine. At least it sounds good. What are you doing in your spare time? Taoran looked at the pitiful little assistant and decided to explore his current luck. Anyway, there are plenty of points. Looking at how clearly you explained it to me just now, I plan to use my points to play a few draws. The little assistant jumped for joy when he heard this. Taoran has points, so she has no worries. After opening the Queen's Favor value treasure chest and getting another point, she now has 15,000 points. 5 points a time, she really didn't take it seriously. Give me 20 first. But the screen showed that the number of points to be paid was 200 points. Has the price increased? It's 5 cents once, and it's only 100 cents 20 times. As the number of layers increases, the points required for the draw will double, and of course, the rewards will also double. Now each draw is worth 10 coins. One price for every 20 floors. You have just passed the 20th floor, so it's a bit unfortunate. Taoran Mo. Is that how it is calculated? She is still standing on the 20th floor platform. This system is really nice. Sure enough, even if the good luck value increases, it cannot stop him from being taken advantage of. Buy 10 and get a pair free, right? Buying and giving away is over. Buying and giving away is only for players in the novice stage. After level 20, it won't count. So, she has left the novice village. That's all. The rich woman has no worries. Okay. Let's smoke. 20. Taoran wanted to see his own fortune. It lived up to her expectations. In 20 draws, although there was only a 50% chance of winning the prize, she succeeded 18 times. She got a lot of bits and pieces of trumpet daggers and other gadgets, as well as an umbrella, a timer, and a hat. The 2-draw penalty is also a penalty point. One was fined 100 points, and the other was fined 80 points. But her 2 must-win point rewards totaled 200. So in this calculation, it's not a loss. And she also discovered that at this time, there was an additional line of words LV2 on the little assistant's head. Have you upgraded? Yes, thank you sister. The assistant directly gave Taoran a one-click costume change. Looking at her again, she was no longer wearing a lowly skirt, but a suit. My sister is the 64th player in the entire game who has upgraded her assistant to level 2. Therefore, the assistant level 2 gift package that I got can only be given to me, and a costume. My sister is very lucky. I have new clothes. Taoran was thoughtful, vaguely remembering that the assistant said a long time ago that after helping her collect all the equipment, she could help her break through the level. Later, she said that she were one, so spending points to upgrade the assistant was considered a hidden mission. Thank you all for your monthly votes, and thanks to Penguin Bookstore Tansy, the book Friend's Tale number 46293, for your reward. I love you. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 878. Taoran was a little surprised. He was already the 64th person to be upgraded to assistant. It seems that there are many gamblers in this game. Taoran asked the assistant, now, what is the highest level of the assistant in the entire game? Level 6. The assistant's voice became weaker. When you reach level 6, there will be player gift packs. If you reach level 10, the entire site will turn red and give you treasure chests. Taoran Hehe. She turned red several times. She doesn't care about this reward. Now that you have successfully upgraded to level 3, how many players are there at level 4 and level 5? 27 are above level 3, 12 are above level 4, 6 are above level 5, and 1 is above level 6. How many points do you need to upgrade to the next level? I can't say. Players have to experience it for themselves. Taoran pinched it, maybe 300. If the penalty points you lose are also included, then maybe it will be a 500-point upgrade. Give me another 50 strokes. Since the little assistant and you are 1, then other people's little assistants have already reached level 6, and your own children can't fall too far behind. Otherwise, no matter how powerful she is as a parent and no matter how much she earns, she will still lose face when she goes out, right? In line with the principle of protecting the inside, Taoran did not hesitate. Taoran threw out his wealthy 500 points and stared at the top of his assistant's head. There is no change, it is still level 2. 10 more draws. This time, the points were output, and the assistant immediately jumped up. Thank you, sister. She wore a beautiful black top hat. On the hat, it reads LV3. I like this hat so much, thank you, sister. Therefore, 1 upgrade to 2 is 300 points. 2 to 3 is 600 points. Taoran wanted to figure out the rules more than the lottery itself. So 3 to 4, is it 1200 points? Sister, I am now the 28th third level assistant. My sister ignored me before, and I thought I would never be able to get promoted. Sister, I don't like the dress before, it makes me look stupid. Still now this one is good, it makes me look very powerful. I was unlucky, I got the number 444 randomly, I always thought I was unlucky, but it seems not. Taoran hissed. The biggest problem with this little assistant is that he is noisy. And she likes purity. If you don't say anything, give me another 100 strokes. Ah, the assistant covered her mouth and jumped up again. Throw away 1000 points. The assistant's level has not changed. Taoran called again 20 times. Sure enough, as she guessed, the assistant's head was replaced with a level 4 this time. And the little girl also put on a new pair of boots. Congratulations, sister. Thank you, sister. Now, I am the 13th level 4 assistant. Sister, are you still promoted? After reaching level 5, I will become smarter and can answer more questions from my sister. Taoran was thoughtful. According to this calculation, level 5 will be worth 2400 points, and level 6 will be worth 4800 points. Be good. Who can rise to the top after this? Taoran clicked his tongue. That guy who has promoted his assistant to level 6 is very wealthy. Upgrading to level 6 will cost at least nearly 10,000 points. This is not even counting the penalty points. If he could spend so many points, that person would probably have at least a few thousand points left on hand. But that person could only get through a dozen levels at most. What a skill. It seems that there are still some secretive people among the players. Sister, the assistant said weakly, I want to say something. You say. Sister's algorithm is wrong. You have forgotten that if you upgrade the assistant in the first 20 levels, the points spent will be half less than what you are doing now. Taoran. That's right, she really forgot that she was the one who was taken advantage of. Therefore, if you upgrade early, it only costs a few thousand points to upgrade to level 6. This thought made Taoran feel even worse. It wasn't because I spent more points, but because I suddenly realized that I was too arrogant. She has been far ahead since she started attacking the tower. Then she always had the illusion that her strength was the best among players. but now it seems that it is wrong. It is very likely that some people have accumulated thousands of points in the first 15 levels and have been working hard to upgrade their assistant. People knew early on that this was a hidden mission. They knew through the upgrade assistant early on that the points spent would be doubled after level 20. So it's not that people don't have the ability to move up quickly, but they want to earn points by brushing as many levels as possible, hoping to reach a higher level as their assistant before the 20th level. People, real academic masters, work hard secretly. Or is this the reason why Taoran is in the first place from beginning to end? Is she still complacent in vain, but she doesn't know that they are laying the foundation to achieve the subsequent ascension as soon as possible? While she was depressed, she suddenly felt a sense of urgency and competitiveness. Assistant, will the amount of upgrade points increase in the future? Yeah. The higher you go, the more points you need. After which level will it increase again? Sister, I have to raise it to level 5 before I can tell you. Let's start the lottery first. The points spent before were a full 180 draws. In the end, it was luck that got better, and most of it was rewards. She was given 35 trumpets, 28 ordinary daggers, 3 high-quality daggers, 6 pairs of white gloves, a set of ropes, a pair of eye protection, some food and drink supplies. The 2 bonuses are a 3% bonus to prediction ability and a 5% bonus to physical fitness. 21 points are awarded. She scored 2,700 points. The above are all rewards. She also drew 31 penalties. Most of them were insignificant penalties, totaling 3,300 penalty points. She was also deducted a 5% luck bonus. 3 penalties that increase the length of the stairs 10 times, and 1 supernatural penalty. This is what bothers Taoran the most. But fortunately, this time is different. In addition, she also drew a card reward for the first time. Among them were 4 damaged pass cards. She was told by her assistant that after collecting 10 cards and synthesizing them, she can get a gold pass card. When she encounters a level that she cannot pass, she can directly pass that level. So good. Isn't this a resurrection card? She even drew 2 damaged chance cards. Just like pass cards, if you collect 10 of them, you can synthesize a gold card, which can rob players of any number of cards of some kind of opportunity, including system package column, ability bonus, or points, one of them. What? Taoran's sense of urgency increased again. She has become famous all over the site several times, and she is too showy. Who doesn't know that she is number 444, the fastest runner, with the most titles, and the strongest momentum? It is conceivable that she must have the most things in her pocket, and she must have a lot of bonuses, as well as points. There is no need to doubt that whenever someone synthesizes a chance card, who will grab it if not her? What's more, they don't know the true strength of others under their number plates, right? If someone takes away her speed or sensitivity bonus, wouldn't she be in a semi-waste state? Has anyone synthesized the golden card? Someone has synthesized the pass card. But don't worry, sister, the chance of the chance card exploding is very low. No one can synthesize it without breaking through to the last few floors of the tower. After the assistant was upgraded, he knew and could say more. Why? Taoran became even more depressed. As expected, she was ignorant, so she was still complacent, but little did she know that others had already secretly gone further. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 879. Taoran is not a person who can sit still when the sense of urgency arises. Knowing that she might become the target of robbery by many people in the near future, How could she remain calm? She quickly stood up, took the sword she had just received from the weapons arsenal as a reward, and started practicing. After finishing a set of sword skills, she practiced again. If someone synthesizes a chance card, no need to guess. Compared with points and materials, 6 or 7 out of 10 people will grab the skill bonus. So she had to prepare a backup plan. No matter how good the bonus was, it was still not as reliable as her own ability. Even if it's just to pave the way forward. After practicing swordsmanship, practice internal strength, and then practice Jingong. She simply walked up and down the platform, and without realizing it, she became a strange sight and gained some extra points. After sitting down tiredly, Taoran scratched his head. What happened? It's been so long and no one else has come out yet? Taoran started to use the speaker to refresh the screen. She has more than 60 trumpets, so there is no need to be stingy. The dings from the 3 horns before were probably not strong enough to wake up the others, so this time, Taoran fired 10 of them at once, and after waiting for 5 seconds, he fired 10 more, and so on. 5 cycles were repeated. Enough to sound like an alarm clock. If this doesn't come out, there's nothing she can do. Finally, after she threw the 37th trumpet, one person came out. It is an eagle with bonus sensitivity. It's so fascinating. It's easy to drag people into that scene. Taoran asked him to elaborate. I was born by the sea, and I like the sea the most. My scene is the sea. At first it was just the sea, and gradually, I got on a boat. The boat I used to fish with my grandfather when I was a child. Like a dream, there was also my long-dead friend on the boat. Grandpa. I heard the jingle, but I didn't want to come out. I wanted to see more of Grandpa's smiling face. We fished happily, and returned to the shore to dry the nets and sell fish. Grandpa used the money to buy me Otman. Taoran was speechless when he heard this. It turns out that this time, everyone walks into a different scene. Thanks to her strong mental strength, she suppressed the scene early in the morning and did not let her mind follow the illusion, otherwise she might not be able to wake up now. When people are alive, no one is attached to them, and no one wants anything they want. Who can resist the softness deepest in the heart? At the same time, she became more and more curious about this game. So grand. Each layer has its own theme, each layer has infinite possibilities, every illusion comes at once, it can even generate a new universe, and it can peek into everyone's inner desires and construct them. Those who watch them play games probably can't call them bosses, they have to be called powerful. When Taoran's trumpet hit the 48th, Zhou Chang also came out. He met his fiancée, whom he had lost contact with for a whole year, on this floor and was unable to leave for a while. Only then did Taoran and Yingying realize that the reason why he participated in this game was to find his girlfriend. Xiaoan was the third one to come out. Her scenes are at home. She was lying on the bed sleeping soundly, but then she heard a dinging sound. She thought the alarm clock was ringing and tried to turn it off, but she couldn't turn it off. As a result, she fell under the bed in a daze, subconsciously felt cold, sneezed, and snot flowed out of her nose. She started looking for a tissue, but couldn't find it, and the snot hung on her mouth. When she got anxious, she realized that she had fallen asleep. There were still 4 people who didn't come out, and Zhou Chang and the other 3 also threw 30 horns out in succession. Taoran sat on the platform and began the process of upgrading her assistant again. She bought 200 cigarettes directly. The assistant was still at level 4, so she bought another 40 cigarettes. Good prediction. After spending 2,400 points, the assistant was upgraded to level 5. This time the little girl has a delicate bow on her neck. The assistant quickly told me the answer that he had not been able to answer before. Sister, after reaching the 30th level, the cost of each lottery will double and rise to 20 points. So sister, you still haven't understood before that the assistance upgrade is not based on the number of points spent, but on the lottery times. Because of this, I have been urging you to draw more draws earlier. If you upgrade based on points spent, what is the difference and significance of whether the cost of the lottery increases or not? And how can those players who upgraded early take advantage? With such simple mathematical logic, this seemingly smart sister couldn't turn a corner, but she was so anxious. She added weakly. So sister, if you want to help me upgrade again, try to do it before level 30, otherwise you will have to spend thousands more next time. Only then did Taoran realize that there was something wrong with his calculations. Holy shit. Don't let her touch anything related to numbers in the future. Not only is she prone to miscalculations, but she is also prone to miscalculations. Let's draw a lottery depressed. Of the 240 draws, 31 were empty, and the rest were a lot of useless stuff. Trumpet got 50 more. 20 of them were used to synthesize 2 world speakers, and the rest were thrown out by Taoran to wake up his teammates. The good luck value was increased twice, decreased 3 times, and finally decreased by 3%. Strength actually increased by 2%. The only thing that cheered her up was that she got 3 more pass cards. Now she has 6 in total, and she is just around the corner from becoming a gold card. And I also got a chance card. Point rewards and penalties are basically the same. And she received both the natural and unnatural punishments she hated once. Yingying and Zhou Chang came over to ask her what she was doing, and she was blunt. But she didn't tell them that despite having a lot of good luck, she still couldn't escape the 3 punishments that would soon come to her. Looking at the long staircase, thinking that after being extended 10 times in length, she would be punished in some unknown way, she shuddered subconsciously. Last time, she barely made it through and even got injured all over her body. She thought about it. This time when she went up the stairs, her left hand was Zhou Chang and her right hand was Eagle. These 2 people gave her a great sense of security. If something goes wrong, they can help her. Who is a partner who shares will and woe? Seeing Taoran playing with the display, several others also opened the display and played with it for a while. Soon, Tiger George also came out. Everyone chatted on the platform for a while and ate something. Taoran also sat down for a while. Everyone gathered 2 more sets of loudspeakers and went out to wake up Xiao Yuan and Huang Mao. Xiao Yuan was in a bad mood when he came out, and several other people were busy comforting him. Zhou Chang came over to find Taoran. I have something to tell you, he told the others. I have something to ask Ran for help. Give me 10 minutes. After saying that, he pulled Taoran towards the stairs. Went. Others didn't take it seriously and agreed casually. Taoran was secretly happy, it was more to her liking. As soon as she followed Zhou Chang to the stairs, she saw the eagle already squatting under the stairs. Eagle, of course, I have something to tell you. Before Taoran could react, Eagle came up and grabbed her. Zhou Chang's eyes lit up and he said directly, then let's talk about it together. Taoran's heart skipped a beat. What? She didn't do or say anything, she just stayed on one side, and all her wishes came true. How could they be so proactive? I'm sorry, Zhou Chang and Yingying said in unison. At the same time, Taoran was pulled up by people on both sides and climbed up the stairs. Captain, do me a favor, they said. Taoran's legs were weak. Oh my god. Could it be? Shouldn't everyone be punished? Could it be that everyone wants to go together? Thank you Zion Yipiamio baby for the reward, express your feelings. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 880. Taoran panicked, where could the other 2 go? Zhou Chang and Yingying looked at each other. Brother, what did you mean by what you just said? Are you carrying any punishment? You also? Their faces darkened. In this case, this staircase is a double punishment. Taoran had something to say, but she didn't want to say it. Is it too late for her to turn back now? Look back. Very good. That's too late. The stairs were twisted. She whispered. I'm sorry for you too. Taoran's idea was very simple. Eagle's agility was no worse than hers, and he had cooperated tacitly with her in many previous levels. If there is danger this time, he will definitely be able to help him. And Zhou Chang is the most intelligent and comprehensive person in their team besides her, and he is also very useful. So Taoran chose these two people to share the pain. But if she thinks so, why don't the other two do the same? For example, Zhou Chang originally just wanted to win over Taoran. But since the eagle took the initiative to send it to his door, he naturally followed suit. As for the eagle, he didn't dare to take the risk with the tiger. It seemed that the captain was the most reliable. In the end, Zhou Chang helped him bring someone, so he simply made the mistake and brought an extra Zhou Chang. The two people who were originally complacent now looked worse than having stepped on shit. What might be done? The miserable trio had no choice but to bite the bullet and prepare to go up the stairs after telling others not to go up the stairs. It's hard not to curse each other. If you don't ask, you don't know. If you ask, you will get angry. It turns out that Zhou Chang and Eagle's assistants have also been upgraded to level 4. But Taoran remembered that when everyone was chatting during the 17th level, they didn't mention this matter. Asked again, they said they upgraded after gaining a lot of points in the 17th level, and when they were bored at night in the palace, when they got out of the 19th floor, they thought punishment would come, but probably because there were 8 people on the stairs, so punishment was postponed. Zhou Chang went even further. He thought that the cost of the lottery would be doubled after he passed the 20th floor soon, so he stayed on the 20th floor platform for an extra 10 minutes not long ago, and only spent 1,200 points to upgrade the assistant to level 5 before taking a rest room. Taoran felt depressed. From the looks of it, she was probably the only one who spent double points to upgrade her assistant. She glared angrily. The two people were aggrieved. We didn't expect that the captain, who has always been shrewd and clever, never upgraded his assistant, and didn't even know that the cost doubled after reaching the 20th floor. Yes, when you were saying goodbye to the queen, the 7 of us were still discussing on the 19th floor platform. We felt that you were the only person who had promoted the assistant to level 6. Really? After all, you have the highest points. And as soon as we left the lounge, you were upgrading your assistant, weren't you? We thought you were sprinting to level 7. But having said that, there are so many points and there is no shortage of supplies. Why don't you upgrade and keep the points? Are you Pixiu? Are you not going to use your points to upgrade or just to decorate your appearance? Keep them for the new year. Also, shouldn't your good luck value have been increased by 30%? Logically speaking, your luck should be no worse than Xiaoan's, right? So, you can get punished for this? What is your initial unlucky value? Is your number 444 the one you were unlucky to draw? The two of them sang together, making Taoran furious. You were the one who was kidnapped by them, okay. Would you like to be their captain? Where is the respect they deserve? Where did all the weird cynicism come from? It's just that she's usually too nice to them, and her aloof persona is broken. Why don't they dare to catch a tiger to accompany them up the stairs? Taoran suddenly felt that these two people needed to be dealt with. Enough. She turned her hand and thought, and the dog beating stick she had just won in a lottery not long ago was wrapped in her hand from the system. With the added strength, she is very confident. You two talk too much. She jerked away, and the two of them didn't take precautions, so they told her to break away. The eagle reacted quickly. Seeing her pull out the stick, he subconsciously ran up. Ran didn't intend to deal with him first, so he directly swung a dazzling stick technique at Zhou Chang. Zhou Chang was hit 3 times in 1 second. He groaned in his heart and could only run back with his head in his hands. Ran, since we are brothers in distress, we naturally share the blessings and share the hardships. She directly chased Zhou Chang down several steps. Snort. They are not good people. Don't blame her for being unethical. What Ran wants is the state. She waved her stick, but neither the eagle above nor Zhou Chang from behind could get close to her. Such and such, very good. Just let one of these two arrogant guys clear the way for her, and the other should stand behind her. No matter what, she was slightly safer in the middle. I might as well tell you that this is not a double punishment, at least a triple punishment. Wait a minute, how do you say least? Because I have carried several punishments. I'm not sure if they will come together. As a result, the eagle in front said that he also carried 2. Later, Zhou Chang went even further, saying that he had been punished 4 times. The two cried, if all punishments were carried out on the staircase, would they die directly here? Ran lost his temper and sneered, ha, let's destroy it together. You black-hearted ones. After all, I am the unluckiest. I saw the eagle scurrying away, running as fast as he could. He wanted to run quickly, to the next level. Level up, get punished, and kill them. He ran fast, and Ran was not weak either, so he naturally ran up after him. She regretted it. It is best for everyone to bear their own sins. Now she just hopes to finish this flight of stairs quickly. The same goes for Zhou Chang, because he can't retreat. The stairs below him had been disconnected from the 20-floor platform, and there was no other way to go except running up. As a result, all the people on the stairs could hear curses, and stared blankly at the other 5 people standing stupidly on the platform. The 5 of them couldn't help but ask each other questions. Did everyone bear the punishment? The remaining 5 assistants are all level 3 except Tiger, who is level 4. If you draw too much in the lottery, there will be a penalty. After asking, I found out that Tiger had been punished 3 times, George twice, and Ma Xiaoyuan and Huang Mao once. Xiaoyan, who was extremely lucky, had no similar punishment. The worst punishment she could receive was to have to carry a 30-kilogram load upstairs. All 5 people are thinking. Huang Mao reacted quickly. Without looking at the Shura field on the stairs, he sat down cross-legged and said, friends, what are you waiting for? While the captain and vice-captain are still with us, let's get rid of all the bad ones. Tiger realized it and immediately sat down and clicked on the screen. Xiaoyan also pulled the dumbfounded Xiaoyuan and George and asked them to quickly upgrade to assistants. Huang Mao said yes. After passing the 27th level, Ran and Zhou Chang were no longer with them. It's better to hurt each other while the team is still intact, and get through all the punishments safely. Ran and Zhou Chang are both responsible people, and they will never ignore death. And if there are many people in the family, helping each other, the chance of getting through the punishment safely will be greater. Later, let's each send something good to the captain and deputy captain to thank them for their selflessness. Zhou Chang didn't know it yet, but he had accidentally become the recognized vice captain. Tiger laughed heartily. It was a shame he didn't choose the captain. You're still lucky. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 881. Everyone on the 20th floor platform was busy communicating with their little assistants, and from time to time they looked up at the miserable situation on the stairs. No matter how miserable it is, they can't help. Rather than rush, they might as well start upgrading. They are not worried at all that the 3 people will abandon them and continue to move up. The 3 people are eager to fight first. They will definitely have a fight when they reach the 21st floor. The 5 of them each redeemed their lucky draw opportunities to upgrade first, but they were not in a hurry to draw the lottery. They planned to look at the situation first and see how many penalties there might be at most for going upstairs, and then decide how to allocate the number of draws on each floor and the order of going upstairs. The whining and yelling on the stairs continued. First came the eagle's complaint, and then Zhou Chang's ghostly cry. Zhou Chang has already tasted the punishment. The stairs behind him were opening faster and faster, forcing him to speed up again and again. His speed has reached the fastest level. But as he watched, the fault location was getting closer and closer to him. The stairs broke down too quickly. Several times, as soon as he took his foot away, the stairs were shattered into pieces. Then, he and Eagle started to curse, "Why the hell is the staircase endless? Why can't you even see the head? I usually walk briskly for about 2 minutes on the stairs between each floor, but now I have been running for nearly 3 minutes and I still can't see the head of the stairs." Taoran said nothing. 10 times the length of the stairs was her punishment. Where are we now? The eagle in front suddenly started to curse again, this time it was to curse the sky. Ahead, hail is coming. Not the ordinary kind, but a large one. Each falling ice cube is as big as the mouth of a bowl. If this is hit, it will definitely be disabled. Taoran took out his protective mask and tried his best to avoid the oncoming hail, not daring to stop. The hail suddenly became denser, and she could only wave the stick in her hand to ward off the hail as much as possible. And Zhou Chang behind her was going crazy. In order to avoid the broken stairs chasing him, his speed was almost equal to that of Taoran and the 2 who had bonuses. It showed how much strength he had used. Now the waves were rising again and again, and he almost wanted to cry. When his feet slipped, he felt that he was going to die. Finally, the captain in front had some conscience and turned around to give him a hand. He finally didn't fall. The 2 of them ran quickly. Another half-minute passed, the disconnection speed of the stairs gradually slowed down, and the punishment was coming to an end. Zhou Chang could finally slow down and take a breath. But just before he took a deep breath, the eagle in front of him said "Ix." The hail stopped, but one fireball after another was seen falling from above. No, to be precise, one after another fireballs were rolling down from the stairs above. The temperature is also rising. Even the stairs were getting scalding hot. All the places ahead that were rolled over by the fireball were on fire. It's not enough for them to avoid the fireballs, they also have to step on them to move upwards. Is this true? Taoran felt quite regretful. This was probably because he had been punished by lengthening the stairs, so as long as the stairs were not finished and there was enough time, the punishments would come one after another. The eagle took out his weapon and struck at the rolling fireball. As a result, the fireball was directly broken into several small balls, which was even more difficult to dodge, and it hit his face directly. Even if he has bonuses, it's difficult to dodge perfectly. He was only scratched once by the fireball, and a series of scalded blisters appeared on his skin. "Be careful too," he shouted. Taoran had already taken out the umbrella she had won in the lottery. "It's better than nothing, give it a try." Unfortunately, the umbrella only lasted 3 seconds, and the umbrella surface was already riddled with holes. This time, the 3 of them didn't care about climbing the stairs. They could only rely on protective masks and their own equipment to avoid carefully. In less than a minute, all 3 of them were in tatters, blackened and burned. The soles of the 3 people's boots have melted away, and they are no different from being barefoot. What the hell, it's not over yet. Because they had just climbed a dozen steps while the fireball attack weakened, the stairs began to vibrate again. Thinking it was an earthquake, all 3 of them used their fastest speed. Taoran ran ahead. Because she brought the stair extension. She thought that only if she ran the fastest, those behind would be able to stop. So she increased her speed to the fastest. I thought that the earthquake would test my skills, but I never expected that this was not an earthquake at all, but supernatural punishment. Tao Ran's foot slipped and the stairs flew up under his feet. The stairs to the upper level have drifted away. What can she do? She quickly squatted down and clasped her hands on the stairs that carried her. Then, a huge force appeared. This made Tao Ran subconsciously lie down on the stairs and use his limbs to hold onto the stairs tightly. Looking down, Zhou Chang and Yingying below were as embarrassed as she was. They each hugged a section of the stairs and held on to prevent them from flying into the pitch-black sky. Then, Tao Ran spun around. Because the stairs are not moving or trembling horizontally, but one end is motionless while the other end is swinging wildly. Well, like a compass, it drew a circle with them. All they can do is cling to the stairs to ensure that they are not thrown away. Can you imagine? The stairs are like the blades of an electric fan, rotating in circles. And they are like mice in a drum washing machine, struggling only to wait helplessly for it to stop. Tao Ran felt that she would never ride the Ferris wheel again in her life. Among the three, she is still the weakest. As soon as the speed increased, she couldn't hang on at all. Several times, she held the stairs with both hands and her body fell in mid-air. She climbed back up the stairs only by adjusting flexibly. She almost died. Once her hands slipped and she let go. Her whole body dropped. Thanks to Black Cat's skill, although she fell, she hung on the next step and hugged her accurately. After staying up for more than a minute, the skin on her hands, legs and the inside of her ankles were all scratched. Of course, the other two were not much better. Finally, the stairs had not stopped yet, so Tao Ran quickly started climbing up using his hands and feet. After walking more than 20 steps like this, I finally saw the sign for the 21st floor. Want to cry? But it's not over yet. A hurricane started again. The three of them started a new round of struggle again. 2 minutes later, the storm subsided. Tao Ran increased his speed and was the first to rush to the 21st floor, dragging his body that was about to collapse. Her punishment of 10 times the stairs was over, and there were only 2 stairs left in front of the other 2 people who originally had more than 20 stairs. The 2 eagles also rolled and climbed, and finally reached the platform. The 3 of them were in exactly the same state. They fell straight to the ground and lay down in a big shape. They could do nothing but breathe. His clothes were soaked with sweat, his whole body was gray, and all his strength had been drained away. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 882. Needless to say, compared to the floors they had experienced before, this section of the road was not even considered a checkpoint. It was recognized by Tao Ran and the others as the most difficult. It was just a flight of stairs, and it actually took them more than 20 minutes to complete it. Is this true? The key point is that the mess of punishments just appeared together, and they have no idea which punishment belongs to whom. Have they passed their own punishment? Tao Ran found a set of clothes from her bag and put them on before starting to meditate to heal her injuries. Zhou Chang and the others borrowed medicine from her and were busy treating the wounds. Tao Ran did not forget to shout to the people below, I suggest that if you are punished, you should find your own way to come up one by one. Don't go together. Zhou Chang and the 2 also agreed quite a bit. You should walk your own path, otherwise who can bear it? In fact, there is no point in telling them. After discovering that a flight of stairs could give out punishments without any limit, the 5 people on the 20-floor platform had long given up the idea of going upstairs together. Terrible. Especially since the 3 most skilled players in the team are not here, if they encounter similar punishment, they won't be able to escape at all, right? The 5 of them were afraid of accumulating punishment, and now they were even more afraid to draw the lottery easily. They began to discuss how to get up. Xiaoan had no major punishment, and she was the weakest, so she was the first to go. No problem. Xiaoan started to go up. Although it is difficult for her to carry a weight of 60 kilograms, it is not impossible, and it will take some time. In the end, it took her 10 minutes, with 3 breaks in between, to reach the 21st floor. Ma Xiaoyuan was punished once and said he didn't dare to leave on his own. But there are 3 people left, and Tiger is the most powerful. The tiger leveled up quickly and had 3 punishments on him. Following him would lead to more suffering. In the end, Ma Xiaoyuan decided to go up together with Huang Mao, who also only had 1 punishment. Since the 2 of them were relatively weak among the 8, Tao Ran and the other 3 also came to the platform to help. The 2 learned their lesson, put on all the protective gear, put on gloves suitable for climbing, picked up long weapons, and then started to climb up. After all, it was 2 punishments. He was afraid that running too fast would lead to accidents, so Tao Ran told them not to rush and to simply walk slowly. Almost a third of the way up the stairs, the situation started. Behind them, 3 vicious dogs larger than wolves suddenly appeared and chased them. The vicious dog was not only fast, but its huge mouth was even more frightening, threatening to tear the 2 people into pieces and eat them. In less than 3 seconds, the vicious dog approached 10 meters away from the 2 of them. Seeing that the vicious dog was about to pounce, Huang Mao grabbed the stick and swung it, preparing to beat the dog. But at this critical moment, the little snake in Ma Xiaowen's hand woke up. It raised its head, opened its mouth and bared its teeth excitedly at the vicious dog. Huang Mao was stunned for a moment, and then he remembered that the brat had a belt. "I'm so envious." The black shadow moved and the little snake struck out. Ma Xiaoyuan and the 2 hurriedly sprinted upwards. When they looked back, the 3 vicious dogs had turned into black energy and disappeared. This level is finally solved. Keep going up. What makes them speechless is that so far, there has been no repeated punishment. This time it's new again. The 2 of them were walking up the stairs normally, when suddenly they saw a huge meteorite hitting the stairs. The eagle discovered it first and urged Xiaoyuan and the 2 to run quickly. If you are touched by this big meteorite, even if there is a snake cheating, it will be in vain. Tao ran quickly through the rope drawn in the lottery down the stairs. Although they were restricted and could not go down to help, the rope belonged to the system and should not be within the scope of the restriction. After a try, sure enough, one end of the rope was thrown off. Available. It's a pity that the rope is a bit short. After throwing it down, it only reached a quarter of the way up the stairs. Ma Xiaoyuan and the 2 tried their best. According to predictions, they have escaped the diameter of the meteorite and will definitely not be hit. However, everyone knows that when a meteorite hits the ground, the terrible thing is not only the moment it hits the ground, but also the subsequent harm it may cause. Sure enough, when the meteorite got close, it directly rubbed against the atmosphere and turned into a fireball. The moment it came into contact with the stairs, not only did the lower half of the stairs explode, but sparks were also shot out, and tongues of fire swept across, killing Ma Xiaoyuan and Ma Xiaoyuan who had already run away. Huang Mao fell down on the stairs. "Quick! Get up and run," Zhou Chang shouted. The 2 of them ignored the burns on their backs and hind legs and hurriedly raced against the rising flames. But the staircase was blown up by that one, and there was a clicking sound, and it was about to break into pieces. The rope Tao ran through down came in handy. The 2 of them grabbed the rope before the stairs turned into rubble at their feet and avoided falling. The 2 of them were not far from the top. They gritted their teeth and persisted. Tao Ran and 4 people from the top worked together to drag them up. All 6 of them lay on their backs, so exhausted. When I got up again, the stairs below had grown again. Looking at the dark void under the stairs, the six of them couldn't help but wonder what would happen if they fell into the void. The remaining George and Tiger were traveling alone. After watching more, the two of them were more prepared. With various reminders and help from above, the two finally reached the 21st floor with scars. This staircase is so painful. Including the time spent waiting for the stairs to grow, it actually took 8 people nearly 3 hours to finish. George Xiaoan and the others began to regret it. They had just been fooled by Huang Maoai, and everyone bought many more lottery opportunities. They didn't want to draw any more. Could they return it? Tao Ran opened her own display screen, and when she was about to operate it, her left and right hands were grabbed by several people. Catch me for what? What are you up to? You guys are so in charge. Do you want to draw a lottery? The other 7 people stared at her, a little panicked. I heard that this sister was punished 3 times just for lengthening the stairs. She was not very lucky. Tao Ran couldn't help but laugh when he saw everyone's nervous expressions. Knowing that they had high hopes for her, hoping to go up together with her, and hoping that she would take action at critical moments, they were naturally afraid that she would be punished. Don't worry. I'll just upgrade, not draw any prizes yet. Zhou Chang thought for a while and nodded. He also wants to be promoted, but he doesn't have enough points. 5 to 6 requires 4,800 points. Ran is the only one who can upgrade without any scruples. When the assistant reaches level 6, he can open treasure chests. This treasure chest must be related to the assistant or the lottery. Now is a good time to open. I'm not doing it for the treasure chest. I just thought that the assistant would become smarter. I have questions to ask her. 4,800 points thrown out. Tao Ran's little assistant's head flashed with silver level 6. She has a pair of silver gloves on her hands, which are very beautiful. But the little girl just sat on the ground and started crying. Well, excited? Thank you, sister. I became the second in the entire game. Oh no, the second assistant to reach level 6. I love my sister so much. She has a cold face and a kind heart, and is the best player. I love you, sister, you are so nice. Wow. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 883. Tao Ran looked at the exaggerated little assistant in front of him. So excited? So excited that you cry? As for that, if she is really just a bunch of data, what does it matter whether she is upgraded or not, to what level she is upgraded, and which assistant she is upgraded to? And what did she just say that she became second in the entire game? Why are there rankings among assistants? Is that a leak? Since there is a ranking, there must be a purpose, so there are also rewards and punishments among the assistants? Tao Ran was almost more certain that the existence of this little assistant was not simple. Sister, do you want to draw a lottery now? Sister has a total of 480 draws. Do you want to do it now? No, talk about it later. Sister, you can receive a treasure box in the message box. A reward for level 6. Well, I have something to ask you. There are a lot of questions to ask. For the sake of myself and for the better activities of my partners. Sister, just say it, as long as I know, I will answer it well. What will happen if we fail to pass the natural and unnatural punishments we won in the lottery, such as falling down the stairs? Will we be eliminated directly? In fact, Tao Ran asked this question before, but the assistant said she is not of a sufficient level to answer. Tao Ran upgraded because he wanted this answer. The higher you level up, the more draws you take, and the more penalties you accumulate. Even if she can get through it every time without any danger, what about people like Xiaoyan, Xiaoyuan, and Huang Mao who have no special abilities? Moreover, it is already difficult enough for everyone to break into the game. Who hasn't taken it lightly? So if it continues like this, It's only a matter of time before it falls down the stairs. If such a terrible punishment would also lead to elimination, Taoran felt that her remaining 480 draws would not need to be carried out. Might as well be more stable. Don't worry, sister, we won't be eliminated. The assistant was very obedient, put her hands together on her lap, and then sat down. Have you forgotten what I said when you were punished for the first time? This is not just punishment, but also experience. Since it is an experience, it will naturally not be eliminated. On the contrary, the more you experience it, the more benefits you will get. What are the benefits? I'm not at a high level yet, so I don't know yet. But one thing I do know. That is, once it falls, there are only two possibilities. The first is to fall back to the level. For example, if we are on the 21st floor now, my sister may return to a certain level on the 10th floor. The number of layers dropped is random, but shall not exceed 5. Rewards for replaying levels will be cancelled, but points can be earned again. Another possibility is that it will fall into the gap in space. If you want to come out of the gap, you must complete the game or task in the gap. The content is also random. It's hard and easy, it all depends on luck. There is no reward or punishment after the space gap is completed. But there is a benefit. With the drop, all penalties on each player can be cleared. But if you fail to complete it, you will get stuck in the gap. Upon hearing the word Qingling, Taoran's eyebrows flew up. Is it a reset regardless of the number of times? The system has no requirement for the number of times. Then it should not be counted. The assistant is indeed a lot smarter. Taoran felt excited and ready to move. So, why not just accumulate punishment? As long as you enter the space gap, you can clear it all at once. How difficult is the space gap? I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But it should be the level difficulty. Taoran nodded. You said before that the cost of upgrading assistants will increase after level 30. How do you increase it? For you, sister, the impact is not big anymore. After 30 levels, if the player's assistant level has not reached level 5, the upgrade points will be doubled. But after level 6, the points required for each subsequent upgrade will be they are all fixed, which is 10 points. For example, 6 to 7 means drawing 700 times, 7 to 8 means drawing 800 times, and so on. Taoran was relieved again. Now it's right? Although it seems that it is quite easy for her to obtain points, if she follows the previous method of doubling points for each level, she will not be able to play the next level, and the next level will be even more elusive. In this way, it's much more reasonable. Taoran, when we went from the 19th to the 20th floor, the punishment experience was not triggered because we climbed up to 8 people at once. Is there a limit on the number of people on the stairs? No, because the 20th floor is the rest floor, and that section of the stairs is for system analysis of players. Beep 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 beep. The assistant was talking, but like the Dragon Mother last time, she should have triggered something that cannot be said. All words were directly blocked. He. If you don't say it, Taoran won't understand? What is that staircase analyzing players for? What else could it be? There is an illusion to be created on the 20th floor, so 9 times out of 10 the system is analyzing everyone's weaknesses and tricks, and is busy creating an illusion for the next level, so there is no time to punish them. So, 8 of us can go up the stairs together. Yes. The rule is, risk sharing. No other rules. No. Then if the 8 of us fall together, then we will fall on the same layer or space gap, right? I don't know. The assistant obviously didn't have such a complicated rule in her reserve of rules, so after spending a minute searching, she still replied. Then help me communicate with you about your system and help me find out. Ask them. Since we say we share risks and punishments, we must advance and retreat together, and share honor and disgrace. It won't differ from person to person, right? Ask since there is only one rule, there will definitely be no more additions at the moment, right? Taoran found an unfilled loophole in the system rules. She has a plan. She wanted to play a big game and clear everyone's punishment directly. As long as she grasps the rules, in such a big game and such a high-end system, she can't regret it temporarily. After another minute, the assistant spoke. Yes. If players fall together, they will enter the same tower level or a space gap. That's good. I have one last question. Taoran's mood improved and he couldn't help but laugh heartily. For example, I am currently on the 30th floor, and then I fell while walking up the stairs because I failed in punishment. As a result, I randomly fell to the 28th floor. But I had a reward before. The 8th floor is free of charge, so what do you mean? The system won't keep its promise and force me to go through the 28th floor again, right? Without letting the assistant think, she added, you definitely don't know, just ask the system. She just put the system in the position of walking the talk again, and a minute later, she got the answer she wanted. If the number of dropped levels is exempt, then the challenge of the current level will not count. Okay, all goes well. After that, Taoran shared her thoughts with her friends. Like her, everyone was surprised by the existence of the spatial rift, and even more excited that the punishment could be wiped out at once. As a result, the 8 people approved Taoran's idea almost without any doubt. After they have accumulated enough punishment, they will go straight to the space crack. As for how to operate it, Taoran has already thought about it. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 884. Taoran informed the other 7 people of her plan. But, how do we ensure that we enter the space gap and not other tower levels? No guarantee. Taoran shrugged. So we have to fight for good luck and chance. Let's try it according to her method, as long as it is not too bad. If you try 2 more times, you will definitely be able to enter the space gap. After everyone had a rest, Taoran asked Xiaoyan, Xiaoyuan, Huangmao, George, and Tiger to go up to the 22nd floor first. Sure enough, everything was fine. The punishment has been cleared from the 5 people, so they have no scruples. Unlike Taoran and the other 3. Because of the previous messy trip, they had no idea whose punishment the system had captured, so they were not sure whether their punishments were all over. In this way, the 3 of them chose to stay first and not drag others down. The moment the 5 people arrived, the eagle rushed out like an arrow from its string. I'm sorry. I've always had good luck, and I don't want to be in trouble with you too. He left a sentence and ran away. The eagles confirmed his good luck with their strength. Nothing happened until he reached the last step of the stairs. Zhou Chang and Taoran were both unhappy. It's not just because Eagle is not moral enough, but also because Eagle's punishment has already been experienced on the upper level, which means that the 2 of them still have several punishments to face. The 2 of them couldn't help but look at each other. Zhou Chang didn't want to go with Taoran, especially when he thought about the stairs that were twice as long and 10 times longer. So after he smiled, he dodged and rushed out. But Taoran had expected it. But she didn't want to let Zhou Chang go. A good brother has to stay with you, right? Taoran's skills were faster than Zhou Chang's, so she accelerated quickly and almost jumped 2 steps together with Zhou Chang. Not only did their toes stand on the same level of the same step, they also stood almost at the same time. Sister, I call you sister, do you really think of us as brothers in need? Zhou Chang wanted to cry. There is no doubt about the consequences. This is another level of tatters and scars all over. By the time of the last punishment, the stairs turned into a cliff. The exhausted 2 people could only hang on with all their strength and could not climb up at all. In the end, the 5 people above found temporary umbrellas, took apart the wires and made hooks, and hooked the nylon straps on the protective suits of the two people like fishing. The two went through 5 punishments, taking a total time of nearly 20 minutes, before reaching the 22nd floor with the help of their partners. In this way, except for Chaoran, who was punished by being lengthened by a staircase, all other punishments had been cleared. After a rest, we all go directly to the 27th floor and start our plan from there, Chaoran gave the order. The stairs were nice to walk on without being punished. Half an hour later, everyone arrived at the platform on the 27th floor. Everyone sat down in unison, turned on their respective screens, and started drawing draws and upgrading assistants. Yes, they just want to accumulate punishment together and then clean it up in one go. Since they can't die even if they fall down the stairs, why don't they dare to fight? If you win, you don't have to worry about punishment later. Moreover, starting from the 28th floor, everyone will go their separate ways, and any future wins or losses will be borne by themselves. This may be the last chance for a team mission. They must cherish it and make good use of it. They have great confidence in their team and are not worried at all about getting stuck in a space gap and not being able to get out. They must be invincible. The same goes for Chaoran. While crossing your legs to draw a lottery, luck heals your wounds. 480 draws, even if you draw one draw every 10 times, it will take a long time. As before, this time, her points, rewards and punishments were basically the same. But this time I had good luck with the bonuses. After adding and subtracting, I finally made a small profit. Physical fitness increased by 3%, strength increased by 2%, and sensitivity decreased by 1%. However, the pass card she wanted to draw did not appear for a long time. You know, she has already collected 7 cards, and 3 more cards can be combined into gold cards. When there are difficulties, she can pass them directly. Until the last draw, the pass card still did not appear. On the contrary, 2 more chance cards with extremely low winning rates have been released, and now there are 4 in total. In terms of supplies, God probably took pity on her and ruined another set of clothes just when she went upstairs, so she won a better set this time. In addition, after 2 white gloves were opened this time, she finally accumulated 10, and she immediately exchanged them for gold gloves. The instructions for using the golden gloves came out together. Used 3 times. 10 minutes each time. After wearing it, a person's strength will be increased by 50%, this is also a good prop. This time, Chaoran received a total of 8 punishments due to the increased number of draws. There are also 2 additional elongated staircases. 8 times. She laughed. If she left alone, she would definitely be in trouble. But it didn't matter, there was no wave in her heart. Others are the same, busy upgrading and not caring about rewards and punishments. Chaoran still had 8,030 points, and she began to hesitate. Should she get her assistant to level 7 in one go? 6 to 7 would cost 7,000 points. Finally, Chaoran gritted his teeth. Sooner or later, he will be promoted. Why are you being cowardly? If you want to play, play to the maximum. Throw it out at 7,000 points. The assistant started crying. The words LV7 on her head have turned golden. And there was a beautiful wreath on her wrist. Sister, I am now the most powerful assistant in the whole game. All the money my sister earns is spent on me. Woo, I like my sister so much. I was secretly cursing you before, but now I apologize to you, I shouldn't have scolded you. I will definitely not do it again in the future. Chaoran said succinctly, lottery. This time, the points were almost the same, and the supplies were as good as ever, with no surprises. The bonus extracted is acceptable, the good luck value is replenished by 2%, and the physical fitness is also increased. After 700 draws, it would be unreasonable to not be able to draw a card again. This time, the chance card did not appear, and 2 pass cards finally appeared. She has already saved 9 cards, and the upgrade card is just around the corner. As for punishment, there were quite a few, more than a dozen times. Adding the previous 8 times, the total exceeded 2. But what does it matter? All 8 people have upgraded their assistants to the highest level of their capabilities. After calculation, the total number of punishments for 8 people was close to 100. Even Xiaoan carried it 3 times. Stimulate. As the captain, Taoran once again gave orders. 8 people were holding hands and huddled on the same level. Counting 1, 2, 3, the 8 people stepped on the first step to the 28th floor. After climbing 5 steps together, the stairs began to vibrate tremendously. Taoran shouted jump, and the 8 people with ropes attached to their bodies fell down the stairs together, holding hands in a circle. At this moment, Xiaoan and Huang Mao, who had the best luck, closed their eyes together, abandoned all distracting thoughts, and began to mutter, falling into the gap in space, falling into the gap in space, falling into the gap in space. And fearing that their good fortune would be poisoned by themselves, Taoran and Zhou Chang, who were relatively unlucky, memorized their multiplication tables to clear their minds of all thoughts. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 885. This time, the 8 people tried their best. Together they fell into the bottomless darkness. The feeling of falling was fleeting, followed immediately by dizziness. About 2 seconds later, all 8 people made a muffled sound. They hit the ground hard. We've arrived. Where? Open your eyes and look around. The 8 people could not hide their disappointment. The place in front of them was familiar to them. It is a platform. And directly in front of them, there is a sign, 26. So, they failed. Instead of falling into the space gap as expected, he fell down several floors and came to the 26th floor platform. Not too bad luck either. They only dropped 1 level. It's just whereabouts, what are you afraid of? Anyway, Taoran had already asked the system to confirm his whereabouts, so he didn't have to go through the level even if he fell down, so it was just a matter of climbing a few more stairs. So the 8 people had a tacit understanding, lined up again, and stood hand in front of the stairs to the upper level, planning to turn on the punishment and fall mode again. Well, everyone has taken protection, so they won't break and are not afraid of falling. This is what Taoran calls good luck and chance. 1 drop, up to 5 levels. It just so happens that they are exempt from entering these levels now. The 20th floor can only be entered once. So they have at least 8 layers that they can use for trial and error without any scruples. With luck, they can try many times. They don't believe that they will be so unlucky that they will never be able to successfully enter the space gap. Coupled with Xiaoan's good luck and body protection, it will definitely work. The 8 people once again repeated the fearless action just now. 8 people went up together, and just when the punishment was about to begin, 8 people fell down at the same time. This time, the system probably felt unhappy that it had been tricked, so the punishment was a bit harsh. It exploded when it came up, and the huge explosive force knocked 8 people out. 8 salted fish hit the ground hard. Although it didn't cause any loss of arms or legs, it still made several people feel dizzy after falling. He gritted his teeth and looked up. It was the 24th floor. 2 more layers fell off. Try again. The worst plan is to fall to the 19th floor. When the time comes, just accompany the prince to save Cinderella again, and it won't be a big problem. It's a repeat operation again. The 8 people jumped down, and not only were they dizzy, but they also felt fragmented for about a second. Then 8 people were awakened by a burst of white light. They opened their eyes slightly. Changed place. They were falling on a platform. The white table is dazzling by the light. In short, not the stairs and the landing in the stairwell. Success. Everyone was smiling. It's a pity that there is no wine, otherwise we can celebrate. Very good. All their punishments were cleared, which meant they upgraded their assistants without any scruples. As long as they walk out from here later, they will be the coolest group of kids in the entire tower. The 8 people raised their pure water bottles and touched them to celebrate, and then began to observe the environment. This is a white space. It was similar to the space Taoran entered when he first participated in the survival game. White floors, white platforms, and a vast expanse of white everywhere. Look around. Looking straight ahead at a 45-degree angle, you can see 24 marked above. Directly in front of you, lower your head and look at a 45-degree angle. You can see the number 23 written below. Through the heavy white fog, the staircase connecting the 2 floors can still be vaguely seen. So they are now in the space between the 23rd and 24th floors. Looking up at the sky at 90 degrees, there is no blue sky and white clouds. There was only a screen telling them the rules of the game. The rules are simple. This space is a maze. As long as they can get out, they will be successful. And if you want to get out of this maze, there will be only one way. They have to find their own way out. If they can't get out, they will be trapped here. No time limit. Huang Mao, if I can't get out, I might live here forever. Xiaoan, no, you will starve to death here soon. Tiger, Mom, I hate this kind of thing the most. George, I don't like it either. The maze is troublesome. I hate trouble. Ma Xiaoyuan, don't worry, everyone. I'm good at it. I like running the maze the most. Keep it with me. Taoran also said, I seem to be pretty good at running mazes, it shouldn't be a big problem, right? Looking again, there is a square on the upper monitor that looks like a navigation, with only the 4 directions of southeast, northwest, and 2 pointers marked. And that flickering one, judging from its shape, should be where they are now, right in the center of the entire maze space. Upon closer inspection, the reason why the entire maze is completely white is because it is foggy and the visibility is no more than 1 meter. Therefore, even though they could go out as quickly as possible by splitting up, the 8 of them unanimously agreed that they should not be separated, but should be together throughout the entire process. Once it gets lost, it's probably not possible to go back and find it in such heavy fog. They let Xiaoan choose a direction at will. Xiaoan chose the east side, and Zhou Chang and Ma Xiaoyuan tried to take a few steps forward with her. But not even 10 steps out, there was a sudden flash in the mist ahead. Be careful, Taoran's mental strength was faster than his reaction, and his mouth was faster than his movements. She had sensed the arrival of something big and not so benign. When the yellow one jumped up, they saw clearly that it was a tiger that was more than 2 meters long. Taoran grabbed Xiaowen by the back and rolled to the ground. The eagle went up and grabbed Ma Xiaoyuan, who also dodged away, while Zhou Chang retreated sharply. The tiger struck with a palm, and the ground shook violently. Although Zhou Chang was not hit by it, under the residual power of the frontal critical hit, he was directly knocked down. After blocking Ma Xiaoyuan and Xiaoan behind them, several other people attacked them and prepared for a fight. Humph, it's just a 2-meter-long tiger, it's no big deal to them. Afraid of yarn. Tiger rushed directly to the first one. Tiger versus tiger, I want you to see the real strength of Uncle Tiger. He rushed out. But the tiger only glanced at him slightly. For some reason, they all felt that that glance was full of sarcasm. It didn't hide or move, nor did it fight back. It just opened its big mouth and yawned. A burst of yellow smoke spurted out from its mouth. A smell similar to that of pepper spray filled the air instantly. It was too late for everyone to hold their breath, they were all choked with tears and coughing. And because the tiger was facing the yellow gas and inhaled the most, it curled up into a ball and fell to the ground. The tiger glanced at him sideways, hooked and flicked its front foot, and the tiger was kicked out and hit the platform heavily. And because of that breath, everyone ran away one by one and returned to the central platform obediently. This NPC cheats and slaps you. Let's take it slow first. The tiger NPC glanced at a group of mentally retarded people, roared a warning, waggled its tail, twisted its hindquarters, and then retreated into the fog arrogantly. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 886. What is this? Are you so embarrassed before you even start? Have you been despised by a beast? Everyone was speechless and had a bad feeling. This space gap is probably much more difficult than they expected. The previous joy was gone. It's simply impossible to do anything. Tiger, who was showing off his power just now, felt hurt. Zhou Chang, who had made a fool of himself, felt hurt. Tao Ran, who came up with the idea to find a space gap, felt hurt, and Ma Xiaoyuan, who said the maze task was assigned to him, also felt hurt. Do not believe in evil. They changed directions and tried taking a few steps again. As a result, bamboo shoots suddenly sprouted from under my feet. Bamboo shoots sprouted from the ground one after another after the rain. Before anyone had time to express their feelings, they saw that the tips of the bamboo shoots were getting sharper and sharper, growing taller and taller, like the head of a knife standing straight. The tips of the bamboo shoots continued to break through the ground, leaving them with almost no place to start and no way to stay. They were so frightened that they had no choice but to move forward, so they could only hurriedly retreat to the original place. As a result, even Xiaoan was lost. She was also slapped in the face. Poor choices in both directions, and her good luck doesn't seem to be working here either. Looking at the vast whiteness everywhere, the 8 of them were at a loss as to what to do. Tao Ran opened her 7th level assistant. Since you are the best assistant in the entire game, do you have any secrets that you can teach us? I'm not that smart yet, and there's no way I don't have suggestions. But the assistant sighed just like a real person. Sister, you are really. She also stamped her foot, looking furious. Really what? My sister asked so many questions before. I don't know that she thought of a way to accumulate punishments and clear them all together. It turns out that you are all so greedy and want to eat one bite and become fat. Have you ever thought about giving the game some face? They are players, why do they have to think about the game? You have accumulated too many punishments. The space gap that could have been randomly difficult was suddenly increased to the highest difficulty. Isn't it random as promised? This is going back on my word. I want to complain. Sister, who are you complaining to? The final interpretation of the game lies with the game system. Who can let you take advantage of it in vain? Doesn't this sister understand? Tao Ran was speechless. Okay, got it. The system felt that it was at a loss, that they had caught a loophole, that it would affect the progress of the game too easily, and that it was too embarrassing, so it made them more difficult. So what they are breaking through now is the most difficult space gap. And they are in no position to object. Because people have to bow their heads under the eaves. Why? Therefore, it is still uncertain whether they took advantage or not. However, Eagle suddenly walked up to Tao Ran and pulled her up. Come here, I seem to see something, please help me confirm it. Tao Ran looked along the easternmost side of the eagle's finger. In the direction where the tiger had just come out, the fog seemed to be slightly lighter than elsewhere. Tao Ran turned to look to the south where the bamboo shoots had just grown, and the result was the same as the east. The fog must be thin indeed. You noticed it too, right? Eagle's eyes lit up. It means I got it right. Both of them have extraordinary sensitivity, and the things they confirm are basically inseparable. The two walked off the platform and took a moment. After careful observation, they found that there was no fog in the 3 meters directly east of the platform before they walked eastward. In the same way, there is actually no fog anymore in the 2 meters we just walked out to the south. It's just that because there is fog all around, it is inevitable that the fog will disperse in all directions, making it appear that the fog is light in these two places. In other words, can the fog dissipate wherever it is explored? I seem to understand. Taoran planned to conduct a good experiment. She asked everyone else to return to the platform, and she headed east again where she first walked. 1 meter, 2 meters, no problem at all. She walked forward another half meter and saw that she was approaching the edge of the thick fog. The tiger from before was the one that sprang out from the front. Taoran lifted his feet and brought his toes closer. Her mental power was released, her toes stopped only about 2 millimeters away from the critical point, and then she was ready to escape at any time. She didn't want to be like Zhou Chang and lose her face by being slapped by a tiger. Gently pushing her toes forward, she exerted her mental and physical control to the extreme. The toes are neither too close nor too far, not too much and not too far, just right, reaching that critical point. Sure enough, the tiger head also appeared in the mist, waiting for her to cross the line before jumping out and taking care of her. But Taoran's foot retracted again, a few millimeters, and the tiger's head disappeared immediately. Her feet went back again, close to the line, and the tiger's head appeared again. Then, the tiger head perfectly explained what it means to blow your beard and stare. Damn humans! How hateful! Taoran snorted at it, rolled his eyes just like it did before, turned around, retracted his legs, and went back. I went to the south for an interview. There is also a critical line where the fog dissipates. As long as the line is crossed, the bamboo point offensive will appear. Taoran returned to the platform. Eagle deserves a lot of credit this time. We found a breakthrough point. It's just a little troublesome and everyone came to the space gap and wanted to take a shortcut because they were afraid of trouble. Maybe this time, the chicken will be stolen but the rice will be lost. Brothers, if you guessed correctly, these NPCs blocking the way are equivalent to the walls in the maze game we play. Taoran made a gesture on the platform. Just now we went straight to the east. This is indeed a road. She drew 2 vertical straight lines, but the straight road cannot go more than 3 meters. She placed a dagger across the 2 straight lines. The tiger 3 meters away is the wall that breaks the path in the maze. Therefore, this path is unreachable. In other words, the straight path is impassable. Similarly, the same goes for the road to the south that you take casually. Maybe this road is a dead end, or maybe when we are 1 meter, we should turn. Whether we should turn left or right, we have to try. So, we are in big trouble. If we want to get out, we may have to map out the entire topography of this maze before we can find a way out. And this picture must be drawn accurately. Otherwise, if there is a deviation, we may not be able to find the way or take the wrong path, and then we will have to start over. The remaining 7 people suddenly became mute. Are you serious? Draw a maze diagram. How to draw? Then don't they have to try and make mistakes everywhere? How big is this scene? How long do they have to try? Excuse me, what is the difference between experiencing various obstacles in this maze and climbing stairs to accept punishment? If this thing doesn't work well, they don't know how long it will take. This system is a bit shameless in avenging private revenge.